Hey everyone, Optimus Wilbur here, and this video is not suitable for children under the age of 13. This is aimed at young collectors and adult collectors. Let's start the video. Welcome everyone back to another Optimus Wilbur reviews, and if you want to make Baby Grimlock happy, why not hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, even share it amongst your Transformer friends. This helps the channel out so much, and if you want to help the channel out further, there's various other links in the description box, and I'm eternally grateful for anything you want to do to help support this channel. Now, we've got the Predaking out the way, the Predacons, the Predaking Skysoarer, he's done. And before we go into toy hacks, I've got a few upgrades and a new review coming. So, as you can clearly see from the last video, I showed weapon upgrades for Jetfire and Ultra Magnus. We're going to do Jetfire's first because his is the easiest and basically the simplest to show off. So, take away Magnus and we'll bring in Jetfire. The blade I managed to get from TS Safari, and it's a really good 3D printed blade. It's not heavy, and the way they've engineered it is actually quite good as well. I've seen various other ones. Larkin's Lair has made a brilliant saber for Jetfire, if you haven't checked his out. But that one I really like. Nice solid 3D plastic, and it can just come off there. It's got a nice little peg right there. Now, one of the main things I wanted to find out with this sword, can it fit with all the armour on? And yes, it can. So, let's get Jetfire all armoured back up. With Jetfire all armoured up, you can see you can house everything like you did before. What they've done nicely, which I really like, if I take back off this cannon, there is another 5mm peg, best way to describe it. That's the dimensions. Right on top of that, and the white blends in, which I like, and the fact that you can put everything else back on top of it is great as well. Transformation mode, where you can house it, there's a various number of places you can keep it, but if you don't want to have it on the figure, you can turn them around and you can place it on the back, and I'll just turn it round so it's facing that way, and that can store there. So that's a good idea as well with it. But overall, I'm happy with this. I did want upgrades for Jetfire, considering I did have the Matrix Workshop antennas for when it first came out, and unfortunately they only lasted a day. I was really unhappy with that, because as you can clearly see, he's all toy hacked as well. There's not really many upgrades for him apart from the sword and the labels plus the antenna. But if you want to see what the labels are like, I will leave a link in the description of the video with his Toy Hacks decals and the review I done for Jetfire. But that is it. With the sword breakdown, this is everything you get with it. There is quite a lot of components to it, but there is a few things you've got to do as well. The paint is one thing you've got to look out for. Now, you've probably seen these parts here are all white. Those have had to be sanded down for the sword to fit. Everything can combine, but what they don't explain is sometimes that paint might be just a tad too thick. This was from Matrix Workshop. I ordered this from eBay. It was one of those things I've seen. I didn't want a hammer, and the other upgrade from Magnus I do have, so we'll get to that after this because this is more important, I think. But everything else can combine. So if we take this part, you can basically just put everything as you see back in. Put on these clips here. That can house the shield, so we'll look for the parts they go on, which is this side. Just got to line up the pegs. So it looks like a little TIE fighter. That's the best way to describe it. It looks like a TIE fighter. But yeah, you put all the bits in if you want. The other thing you can do is, in transportation mode, everything fits, so you can just put this thing back on if it's on top of Magnus, and all you're doing is reattaching this part here, which will then house the main sword. Down the side, what it's shown is these on like the blue part, so which would be on his ankle. Okay, so if this is all folded out, that's sitting there. But I'm not going into complete transformation mode because we'll be here all day with all the variations you can do. Before we combine the swords, you can put on Magnus like this, and this is where the other upgrade is. You can see the light in his chest. It just slots in the compartment where the head would rest, and there's enough space to have the head rest in it as well, which is a good sign when everything's going inside, because I was quite scared I was going to break it, but nothing happened. But as you can see, the Toy Hacks decals do cover up the light. You do get some light through, as you can see. I quite like it the way it's done. But because those decals are there, and the ones on Magnus here, right on the windows, the light can't go all the way through. So if you're going to do the light and you've done the Toy Hacks decals, that is a warning. But if you've not done the Toy Hacks decals and this is something you would like to do, again, TF Safari, and I managed to get this as well. I've done quite a lot of the things with the lights, and I quite like them on the Siege mode, and I'm kind of hoping they're doing the same with the Earthrise mode. But this gives you a rough idea where everything goes with the sword and shields. It just looks like something from obviously the last night with those night bots, but I don't mind it when it's like this in the Siege mode. So that's how you can house everything if it's Magnus like that. Let's join the sword together, get Magnus ready again, and I'll show you what the sword's like with everything put together. And there is Magnus's sword combined together. So it looks like that variant of the Master Sword you get with God Convoy. This is actually a good third-party 3D printed weapon. Mine's isn't a good representation of it. Mine's likes to fall apart. The slightest touch, it likes to fall apart. But that gives you a rough idea with everything joined together. And how tall it is a big weapon. The only issues I've got before I started combining it was the packaging bent the sticks. The two long sticks that join together, which is behind Magnus's leg, they just were bent. I don't know why Matrix Workshop constantly does this, and you're going to see it in another review. It's going to be coming up when I'll be doing the Toy Hacks as well. I'm not going to say who, but those were bent, and then the sword had to get filed down, which I'm not fussed with. I knew there was going to be a bit of failing because of the painting, but the sword is slightly bent as well, so that is just things you have to look out for. But I did want this more than I did the hammer. I think this just looks a lot better on Siege Ultra Magnus, and it stays true to the Master Sword. It stays true to the one you get with God Convoy. I really like this one. That's it for upgrades. What I'll do is same again. If you want to go back and see the Toy Hacks video, Ultra Magnus, I will leave a link with the Jetfire one. But what is up next, Transformer fans? And thank God it is the last video I am ever going to do in this bot. So up next, Transformer fans, as Magnus stands out the road, returning for the third time, we have Earthrise Optimus Prime. We've already done the review, we've done the decal review, and now we've got the add-on review. So you can see we have one right there, and I will not go over the rest because I have got quite a lot. I know there's new stuff coming out. I am not buying the jetpack or just a little panel to go in the back. I am done. I am done with this bot. Finally, I've got the bot I wanted. I only had to wait half a year. It's done. But that is in the next video, so I will see you all next time in the next Optimus Wilbur reviews. Thank you for everyone to tune in today's video. If you want to make Baby Grimlock happy, why not hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. All new videos are always coming right here in Optimus Wilbur reviews. If you'd like to follow me in any of my social media links, all the descriptions are in the description box below. And of course, as always, I cannot stress this enough, I wish to thank Cybertronic Spree for allowing me to use their song Cybertronic Warrior as the theme of this channel. Guys, this is an incredible band, it does incredible covers, and recently just done an amazing album of the Transformers 1986 movie soundtrack. Please follow them and all their social media links. I have every description in the description box below. Please check them out, and as always, Transformer fans, till all are one.